It's Monday, and the good stuff is all new. Roll into the new week with Mary's Big Batch Make-Ahead Dinner that'll seriously go the distance.
It's a dream.
Then, Owen Reeves gives this young family an outstanding outdoor makeover and reveals what you can do now to get a picture-perfect green lawn come spring. Plus, we've got easy breezy solutions to get you and your family organized at home. It all starts right now.
To the show. Have a seat. I'm very excited about today. I am starting us off with a big batch recipe in the kitchen. Now, batch cooking is a huge time saver when you're trying to feed a crowd or meal prep for the week and beyond. And one of my family favorites is cabbage rolls, particularly vegetarian cabbage rolls. How are we feeling? I'm into it. I love a cabbage roll. Now, my thing with cabbage rolls is if you are making like a single portion or like enough for 4, you should always make more because they are a little bit of a to-do with the rolling and all that stuff. But if you've got a little system going and a few shortcuts, it's gonna be a total breeze. Gotta love them. So we're gonna get started on the filling for those cabbage rolls. So the first thing we need to do is get to work on the aromatics, that kind of mirepoix vegetable mix, the onion, the celery, the carrot. Now, I'm never scared of chopping up vegetables. I love chopping a vegetable. But today, because this recipe is a little bit of a project, we're gonna use every shortcut we can. So we're gonna use a food processor today to chop up our veg. I'm not worried about a perfect dice. We just want them finely chopped. So I've got 2 yellow onions that I'm just gonna add right on into the food processor. Then I'm gonna grab a carrot and just bust it up into there. You could cut it if you want, but why do that? Celery, hopefully it's not stringy. Okay, we're good. Okay, nice. There we go. Feeling good. I've also got 4 cloves of garlic here that I'm gonna add in as well. And we just wanna pulse that until it's nicely chopped. Ooh. Guys, we were excited. Now, I know sometimes I do this all the time. Anytime I'm like, oh, I have to get my food processor down because it's above my fridge, which is always a pain in the butt. But this is such a time saver. Like, I just chopped all of those vegetables in approximately 5 seconds. Also, if you ever need to grate a bunch of cheese, if you got the cheese grating attachment, you could grate like a kilo of cheese in 20 seconds. It's a dream. Something I did recently. It was fun. All right, so I've got those vegetables nice and chopped up, and I've got a pan here over about medium-ish heat. Now, I'm gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of butter. If you want, you could also use oil, but for me, cabbage rolls and butter just kind of go hand in hand. So I'm gonna go into there with that, and just let that melt down a little bit. And I'm gonna go in with those vegetables. Again, since it's cabbage rolls, you kind of want everything about the size of a grain of rice, so it kind of all comes together. It's still got a bit of texture, but it's really, really tasty. So I'm going in with those veg. Immediately, that sounds and smells delicious. Perfect. I'm not gonna be too fussy about scraping this out because we're gonna use this food processor again. Now, I'm just gonna season that with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, as well as a bit of dry thyme. Now, if you have fresh thyme still kicking around somehow, feel free to use that. But dry thyme has a really good flavor as well, and it lasts forever. You're never gonna end up with that clamshell in your fridge, and you're like, what was that? Yeah. I don't even know. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of dry thyme, just to bring that warm, delicious flavor. Give that a stir, and let that cook down. Now, this should take about 5 to 7 minutes over medium heat to cook down just until it's nice and jammy and tender. So I'm gonna let that start doing its thing, and now we're gonna get to work on kind of one of the meaty substitutes in these cabbage rolls. Now, typically a cabbage roll has like pork or beef in it, but I wanted to sub that out with a few different kind of substitutions. So the first thing we're using is some mushrooms. So I've got 227 grams of mushrooms, which sounds, I know you're like, Mary, no one is doing that. But fun fact, that's how much you get in one of those little plastic containers. When I'm writing a recipe, I'm like, do I say plastic container or do I give you the grams? And I love a number, so I'm gonna give you all of them. All right, so we're gonna go in with some cremini mushrooms, but if you had other mushrooms, feel free to use those. And again, just like with the other veg, I'm gonna pulse those up just to chop them. Again, we're not looking for finesse here, we just want it chopped. If you got some bigger chunks, I'm never mad at that, a little bit more texture. And mushrooms cook down really nicely. So again, in a few button pushes, we are good to go. Now, once this vegetable situation has cooked down for that about 5 to 7 minutes, you're gonna wanna transfer that into a bowl, and then you wanna use a separate, or that same pan, but now empty, for your mushrooms. This seems annoying. This seems like something you're like, Mary, can't I just dump it all in? It's all vegetables, it's gonna be fine. But mushrooms have a weird amount of water in them, and if you were to put them in with the rest of those vegetables, it would kind of get a little bit soupy. So this is gonna allow the mushrooms to actually cook down quicker and concentrate their flavor more. So you're gonna get more deliciousness and a little bit more golden brown. So I'm gonna go into the pan with those mushrooms. You can even hear, mushrooms look dry, but they're sizzling because they are full of water. So we go in with those mushrooms. Feel free to process them real fine. If you got people who don't like mushrooms in your house, they'll never know. So, another thing that's great about a food processor. Add in a little bit of salt. You can season it with a bit of pepper as well. And again, we're gonna cook those down for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until they're really concentrated. Once that's done, we've transferred everything into a bowl, and it is not cute, but it is good. So when you put everything in, it's got that kind of ground beefy texture, right? Like it's getting that flavor, that color. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. Tons of cooked down flavor in there. But now we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredients to bring this filling together. So the first thing, I wanna season this with some what I consider meaty spices. So the first one is half a teaspoon of cumin. Cumin to me, it's a little lemony, but it's also a little smoky. Gives you a little bit of a barbecue-y flavor. Really, really tasty. So that's gonna go in. And then for what I call the bacon of your spice cupboard, smoked paprika. Gives you that smokiness, really tasty. Anytime I'm making a vegetarian version of something, you can count on these two ingredients being in there. Then for a little bit of protein, and again, a bit of smoky flavor and texture, we're going with about 60 grams of walnuts. I've chopped them up, looking absolutely beautiful. You can chop those in your food processor if you want. Dream. Now I'm going in with an egg as well. That's gonna add protein and help everything bind together. And then the real kind of star of the show when it comes to cabbage rolls is the rice. The rice is the thing that binds everything. It's the starch. So I've got 3 cups of leftover rice. Now I'm always looking for recipes for leftover rice because I'm incapable of making the right amount of rice. I literally can't do it. I always make like this much or like this much. It's bonkers. But I'm gonna give this a bit of a stir. And we wanna season this as well with some delicious herbs. Now for me, when I'm thinking of kind of Polish cuisine or Ukrainian cuisine, I think dill, I think brightness. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. My husband, he called her his Baba, she's Polish. They couldn't say babcha, so Baba is what it is. She would make vegetarian cabbage rolls by like, I swear the thousands. It was wild, it was so good. Pierogies and cabbage rolls were always on the menu at her house. Now, we're gonna go in with about a 1/4 cup each of some dill, or parsley rather, and some dill. This one, you're gonna chop with a knife, just to be gentle to them. But if you wanted to, I'm not gonna tell anybody if you put it in the food processor. Give that a bit of a chop. That's gonna go right on into the mix as well. And this is looking absolutely beautiful. It's fresh, it's a great way to use up a lot of leftovers. If you wanted to sub out meat, you would just add in some ground meat, it would be beautiful. Now that is the filling done. So now we're gonna put your sleeve back on. We're gonna chat cabbages. So I like to use a Savoy cabbage for my cabbage rolls as opposed to the really kind of dense green cabbages. Savoy cabbages are like the beach ball of the cabbages, whereas a regular cabbage is like a basketball. Like they're harder, you know? I like this one, it's a lot easier to work with, and I've got a trick. So typically when you're making a cabbage roll, you blanch the whole cabbage and then you peel off the leaves as they cook, blanching and peeling as you go. But what I like to do is just remove that root. You can also take a paring knife and remove some of this core, but it's not 100% necessary. After that, you wanna pop that into a zip top bag, and we're gonna use the freezer to freeze this cabbage, because basically what's gonna happen, if you can find room in your freezer, what's gonna happen is that cabbage is gonna kind of break down. Those tender kind of fibers, or those tougher fibers, are gonna break down in the freezer. Thaw it in your fridge for a couple days. It'll take about a day to freeze, 2 days to thaw, and you end up with leaves that are super bendy and super flexible. Super good. All right. Now I'm gonna get started on on rolling these, but real quick, you do want to remove this tougher part of that kind of rib there. And the best part is, when you do that, it looks like a little top. Doesn't it look like a little top? I love this. It's like cabbage girl. All right. Now, to fill this, all you do is get about a half a cup of that mixture. If your cabbage is a little small, feel free to go less. Give it a little bit of a wrap up and a tuck, and you have got one beautiful little cabbage roll. I'm gonna keep rolling and stuffing these while we take a break. When we come back, we're gonna get them sauced and in the oven. Stick around.
Tomorrow, it's an all-new episode of The Good Stuff, and we're building decadent flavor with local ingredients. Chef Joseph Shawana reveals just how easy it is to whip up something savory and something sweet from his own signature menu. Then, ahead of her upcoming memoir, musician Susanna Glukark opens up about the rise from her Inuit community to 4-time Juno Award-winning stardom. That's tomorrow on an all-new episode.
Vegetarian cabbage rolls today. This is one of my family's fave recipes. Super, super great for batch cooking as well, which is always good when you're looking to get ahead. Maybe you just like have someone you want to bring something delicious to that they can fill their freezer with. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things to do when a friend is having a baby. I'm just like, don't worry, I got this. I'm gonna clean your house and I'm gonna fill your freezer. It's a dream. All right, so we've got those cabbage rolls nice and wrapped. The audience watched me wrap these over the commercial break. I was having a great time. Love making them. But now we're gonna work on the sauce. Now, when you're making cabbage rolls, typically, if you look at kind of like an old school recipe, you're actually using a can of like condensed tomato soup, which I'm not mad at. If you have that and want to use it, feel free. But I'm gonna show you how to make like a quick kind of version of that that's a little bit fresher, super tasty. So the first thing I've got is a can of crushed tomatoes here. Just a standard can. If you want me to tell you how many milliliters in this, it's an even more annoying number than 227. It's 798. Guys, I know there's teachers here, so I'm trying to show them that I know my math. Yeah. All right, so I've got that can of tomatoes in. I'm gonna season that up with some salt, a little bit of pepper as well, just to give it a bit of seasoning. And then we're gonna go in with some herbs. So we've got that dill and that parsley in the actual filling for the cabbage rolls. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that, just about 2 tablespoons each, into this mixture as well. Then we're gonna go in with a little bit of some vegetable broth. Now, if you don't have vegetable broth handy, you could easily do this with just water. I'm gonna use about half a cup of vegetable broth here. That's gonna thin this out and give you a little bit more of the consistency we're looking for. Right now, this is kind of like pasta saucy, but when you add that, it gets it a bit more cabbage roll saucy, if that makes sense. All right, now this is the thing that might throw some people off, but in a lot of classic sauces, there's a little bit of sugar in your tomato sauce just to balance out the bitterness and the acidity. I like to use brown sugar for this one though, because it kind of mimics that tomato soup sweetness that you know. So I'm going in with about 2 tablespoons of that. And again, this is batch recipe, so this will get split. I'm gonna give that a nice stir. If you wanted to here, you could also season this up with a little bit of cumin, a little smoked paprika, if you're really liking those flavors. You can make it a little spicy with some chili flakes. That would be beautiful as well. But that is literally all you need to do to make the sauce. Now, it's a little watery because we actually want to use that to steam those cabbage rolls. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little disposable pan here. Anytime I'm making cabbage rolls or something in batch cooking, I always do it in a pan that I can give away and not care if I get it back. Because that's the trick. This is the thing, you know when you make someone a pie and then you're like, goodbye pie plate, that's theirs now. Use the disposable ones, you're good to go. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of sauce along the bottom because that's gonna help steam and cook those cabbage leaves. Because remember, they're just frozen, they're not cooked yet. And I'm gonna go in with a few of those cabbage rolls. Now, this will make enough for a couple of these trays. I usually put about 4 in a tray, maybe 6, whatever you're feeling. But those just go right on in. Little bit of sauce on top, just to bring a bit more moisture. Then you wanna cover this. Now, if you have these trays, they sometimes have a little lid, you could do that. I'm just gonna use a bit of aluminum foil. Now, you can pop this in your fridge for 3 days, or you can put it in your freezer for up to 3 months. Super, super great. Or you could cook it right away. But if you're going right away or from the fridge, 350 degrees for 30 minutes, then remove that foil and let them go for another 10 minutes. Now, if you're doing this from the freezer, do it for about an hour at 350 degrees, and then again, another 10 minutes on top of that, just to get a little bit of golden brown color. And then you have the cutest little parcels. I love a cabbage roll. They're so cute. Look at these little guys. They're so delicious, super tasty. And you get to dig in. Again, something that you can have on hand for those busy nights. Maybe give it to your loved ones, whatever you're feeling. I'm gonna go in with one little cabbage roll, a little bit of that sauce on the side, and you, my friends, are in for an absolute treat. I'm thrilled. Give them a go, super, super great. We gotta take a quick break though, but we will be right back.
Up next, Owen Reeves gives this young family an outstanding outdoor makeover.
When Trisha wrote to us for help with her front yard and patio at her newly purchased home, we sent Owen Reeves to create an outdoor space the whole family can enjoy. Check it out.
Hey Mary, I'm outside, the sun is shining, it's a hot day, and that could only mean one thing, it's time for an outdoor makeover. I'm here to meet Trisha. She's a mom of two, an elementary school teacher, and she's a passionate gardener. So much so that she wrote her thesis on food literacy. She just bought her first house, and she's hoping to pass that passion for gardening onto her family. Her house has some wonderful outdoor spaces, but they're almost completely barren, and Trisha doesn't know where to start. So I'm here today to give her a hand. Let's get started. Hi, Trisha. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your family.
This is our first family home.
Great.
We were looking for a space where my sons can be outside, enjoy nature, and just run around.
And you have some beautiful outdoor spaces here. Tell me a little bit about what you want to do with them.
This winter, we actually planted some seeds. I wanted to teach my son the importance of creating and cultivating your own food. So I just wanted him to be a little bit more knowledgeable and have some hands-on experience of growing his own food.
That is so cool, and I know that's a big passion for you. Where did that come from?
Well, growing up, I actually was gardening with my parents. So it started from there, and then I'm also a teacher.
Great.
A kindergarten teacher, so I usually plant with my students.
Cool.
So I'm into food literacy, just teaching them the importance of creating and growing your own food.
And I understand you even did a thesis on that.
So I did, actually.
That is incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, I've got a lot to do to make this space brand new, so why don't you jump inside and I can get started.
Sounds good, thanks.
I only have 2 days to finish this whole makeover, and today I want to get as much of the messy stuff done as possible. So I need to get the front garden bed prepped and planted. I'd really like to get a start on cleaning up the side yard. I want to get as much of the furniture as we can assembled today. Last but not least, I've got to get our tree planted. One of my favorite pieces that we're planting in this front garden is this Korean maple. Now, what's really important with trees that are grown in containers is that we have to plant them at the correct depth. We want to make sure that the root flare, which is where the roots branch out from the trunk, is above the grade of the garden. So as a result, we want to dig a wide but shallow hole so that we make sure the tree isn't too deep, so that the roots get good drainage and they don't grow in a circle, which can be really bad for the long-term health of the tree. Whenever you're planting on a really hot day like today, it's important to water the plants in their pot first and then water them again after you plant it. The reason we do that is because if the plants are watered and then they go into dry soil, the soil pulls all the water away and they can actually dry out completely. So water the pot and the soil, and then that way the plants have plenty of hydration. Today was not necessarily the most fun day I've had landscaping, but it was really productive. We got the front garden bed prepped, planted, and mulched. Most of the furniture is assembled, which is great, and we got a good start on the work at the side, so I'm happy. I'm feeling really good going into day 2. We basically got the front just crossed right off the list so we can focus all of our efforts on the back, and I'm really excited about what we have back there.
Wow, please welcome Owen. Okay, Owen, when you were doing that laundry list of what you wanted to get done in one day, just on the first day, I was like, my dude, you could reel it in.
Yeah,
you don't have to,
No, I probably should have split it up a little bit better, over the 2 days. But, you want to get it done so you feel good about the next day. Try and do as much as we can.
Honestly, I cannot wait to see it. It's so good. But today, you wanted in studio to talk a little bit about how to get that picture-perfect green lawn.
Yes.
And you say that if we want that in the spring, we actually have to start in the fall.
Yes, exactly right. And this is actually the best time of year to do those major lawn care things because the weather is the best.
Yeah.
We have pretty long sunny days still. We get a decent amount of rain and it's the right temperature that grass wants to grow in. Sometimes in the spring, even though the grass might be growing a lot, it can be too wet to actually do a lot of that lawn work and you can be causing problems. The September, sort of late summer into the fall, perfect weather, great time to do it.
Okay, fantastic. So step one, you want to talk about aerating your lawn, which I remember as a kid, like the guys come by your house and they're like, want us to aerate your lawn?
Yeah, still a thing.
Still a thing, yeah.
So you can do it yourself with the same tool, but you want to go rent it. Okay. So an equipment rental store will sell an aerator. This machine is called a core aerator, and what it does is it pulls little plugs of soil out of the top of your lawn. And the idea there is we're trying to get, as the name would suggest, air into the soil, which will loosen up compaction, which can be a really big problem on lawns where you have a lot of traffic. If you've got kids running around or if you've got a part of your lawn that you use as a walkway, it gets packed down, hard for that grass to grow. And so we want to release that compaction. So these funny plugs are what comes out. And you just leave them on the top of the soil. They break down slowly with rain. And then you can go on to the other steps that will just work better after that aeration is done.
Okay, cool. And also that looked like fun.
Right? Get to rent a big machine.
Yeah, just like push it around. You go to your neighbors and be like, do you need me to aerate your lawn?
That's a good way to make friends, honestly.
Say, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, now step two, we've got it all aerated. What are we talking about next?
Top dressing. That's the next step. So we're going to use a lawn soil for that. And what we're doing here is we're trying to ultimately create a little bit of a seed bed for our grass seed that's going to come on later. This will also help to boost the soil health. And the big thing, especially when we're dealing with a lot of summer drought, is we need the organic matter in the soil. It helps to hold water. And so the soil is healthier, holds more water. That means the grass is healthier. So it's a combination of seed bed and then also giving the existing soil and grass a boost. Really important step. I like using bagged soil for this because there's no weeds. That's a big thing with bagged soil. Bulk soil, sometimes you can get that in, spread a bunch of it, and then you got a crop of weeds that are coming up, 2-3 weeks later. You don't get that with bag soil, and a little bit goes a long way with this. So it's a very thin layer we spread. You don't need a lot.
Okay, cool. So we've got that done. The next step is this stuff?
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
We're going to essentially fertilize, but we're doing it a different way with worm castings. So what this is, in essence, is like a super-powered compost.
Oh, okay.
So it's organic material. It has nutrients in it, but what we're really doing with this is we're feeding the soil. So we're trying to get that soil to be active microbially, if we're going to get a little sciencey, and that will mean that the roots are going to be able to grow better. That's the main thing when it comes to our grass. It helps to loosen up the soil. It helps to hold more water, and as a result, the grass dramatically benefits. So lots of organic material. You can also do this with really any kind of compost, but this is like a really concentrated version. A little bit goes a long way with it. And you can also combine this with fertilizing. So this is what I usually do this with an organic fertilizer. That way you're feeding the grass a lot and you're feeding the soil.
Okay, got to do a double duty. We love that. All right, speaking of the grass, we have got some seed here, and this is from Sheridan Nursery, along with everything, right?
Absolutely, all that we've got here today. And so the last step is overseeding. And this is, if you're doing one thing for your lawn in a given year, overseeding is the thing that you want to do. And what we're trying to do is just get more grass growing. And if you have an area where it's mostly sunny, maybe a little bit of shade, a kind of an all-purpose or a sun blend is going to be what you want. But it's really important if you're dealing with an area that gets less than maybe 5 or 6 hours of sun a day, use a shade blend. And you have to be a little bit more patient with this. This takes about 3 weeks to germinate, whereas the sun blends are more like 1 to 2.
Okay.
So be a little bit patient, but and also use a spreader. Grass seed has gotten a lot more expensive in recent years, so you want to make sure you're putting it down at the right rate, use a spreader, and then you get the proper coverage. Watering is a big plus. You want to try and keep that moist, but rain is the best thing for any kind of seed.
Nice.
So if you can do this on a day right before it rains, that's the best time for getting it to germinate.
I love the fact that you do this in the opposite order that I thought you would. Like the grass seed goes on top?
Yeah.
Wild, yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that first,
Yeah.
especially if you've aerated, because a bunch of that seed is going to be too deep.
Yeah.
It won't germinate properly. Grass seed wants to be right on top of the surface of the soil, maybe tucked in a little bit,
Okay.
and that's where it's going to germinate the best.
Right on. Owen, thank you so much. Great tips. I cannot wait to see how you transform Trisha's outdoor space. That's coming up after the break. Stick around. Making over Trisha's outdoor space was a big 2-day job. So Owen needed to call in some reinforcements.
It's day 2 of our makeover, and I'm feeling really good about our progress on the gardens, but we still have a whole deck space to do, and I'm a little worried I can't get that done, so I think it's time to call in a ringer.
I heard you needed some help. My first impression of Trisha's yard is that it's nice and spacious. However, it does need some help. When I look around, the biggest thing that jumps out to me as an opportunity here is the patio. It's actually tucked away in this really cozy little nook, but it has no furniture or decor. I'm about to change that.
Hey Trisha, we are partway through the makeover, but I wanted to bring you in to show you something I'm really excited about. We've got a raised planter, which I love, from Veggie Pod, and it has this integrated dome, so it keeps the bugs out, keeps the squirrels out, and it is self-watering. It's got a reservoir in the bottom, so this can go for even like a couple weeks without needing to be watered. So we've got a couple of the things that you started over there. I got a couple more things I'm gonna add. I'm gonna get this planted, and I think you're actually gonna have a nice little harvest this year.
Sounds good, thank you.
When you're at home and you have a blank space like this, the first thing you want to do is figure out what the intended use is for. Do you want to create a dining space? Do you want to create a living space outdoors, or perhaps maybe even a play area? Once you establish that, then you'll be able to select all your furniture and accessories. In this case, Trisha and her family are going to be using the patio as a dining space. So I'm introducing a dining set with a cooking area. How's it going?
Great. I'm done with the gardens. How you doing on the patio?
I'm done with the patio.
Okay, I think we're ready for a reveal, so I'll get Trisha and the family, and part of the surprise is they get to meet you.
Thank you. I'm really hoping they love what I did with their patio.
Oh, I think they're gonna lose it. Let's go. Trisha, family, it's been a really hot couple of days, but I think we've done some really cool stuff with your outdoor spaces. You ready to see?
We're ready.
Yes, we are.
All right, why don't you turn around?
Okay.
Wow. Whoa.
That looks so good.
That's a huge difference.
Oh my goodness. It looks so good.
Okay.
All right, let me walk you through a few of the things that we have in the garden. First off, all of this beautiful plant material came from our friends at Sheridan Nurseries, and we've got a bunch of really cool things that'll be looking great in a lot of seasons. I'm gonna start with that Korean maple, that big tree there, which is gonna be incredible in the fall.
It's gorgeous.
It's not a huge tree, but it's gonna fill that space nicely. I've got a lot of plants that are gonna be blooming in the summer because I wanna bring in those pollinators, bring in the butterflies so you get some life in the space and some cool things to look at. And all you gotta do is water. It's been really dry, so just
That
make
we
sure nothing
definitely
dries
will
out.
do. I mean, it looks stunning. It looks stunning. Thank you guys so much.
Now, of course, we didn't just do the front garden. We also did a little something on the side. So you guys ready to go have a look
Ooh.
over there?
Absolutely.
All right, one more surprise. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yes.
Open your eyes.
Wow! What? Oh, and a barbecue! Oh my God, storage! Storage! my God. This is beautiful.
This doesn't look like the same space.
No, it does not.
So, welcome to your new patio, but I also
Hello.
have to introduce my friend Kasia, who is the
Hello.
genius behind this. She's gonna tell you what she did.
Let's start with the number one, the dining room set.
It looks stunning.
This dining room set is from our friends at Cozy, and this is perfect for outdoors. It's an aluminum frame in a beautiful pebble color, beautiful
I love
sand
it.
cushions. These are on a Velcro too, which makes it
Okay.
amazing because when the winds pick up,
Yeah.
they won't fly away.
Perfect.
Our friends from IKEA supplied a lot of the decor. The goodies that you see here, the melamine plates that are perfect for outdoors and storage behind you. But one of the most important things, this beautiful sunshade umbrella. Now, our friends at Canadian Tire supplied some of the decor that you see here too, but they also supplied one of the most important things, this beautiful barbecue.
Thank you.
So you can start cooking your meals this weekend. And
Brilliant.
then it all came together.
So I just wanted to say thank you to Owen, Kasia, and Mary. This has been an amazing experience, and we look forward to using the space, and we'll think of you. Thank you.
Wow, Owen, you and Kasia did such a great job.
Oh, Kasia came through always.
Yeah.
She's like the design fairy that
Yes.
just kind of shows up and does some little
Da-da-da-da-da.
magic dust
Yeah.
and hits the road. Yeah, so amazing. And I was really happy to just have some company, you know?
Yeah, it's always a good thing for sure. Well, you did such an amazing job, and I'm very excited because everyone, please welcome the home owners, Trisha and Aree. Trisha and Aree, how are you enjoying the new garden and side patio area?
We're
We're both so excited about it. No, it's absolutely fantastic. As you guys saw, it was just a complete blank slate.
Yeah.
Very boring and dull. I mean, Owen added so much life to our property, which was so nice.
Yeah.
And that side patio, I am telling you, I mean, we've already been using it tenfold. I mean, when she asked me, can you go cook something? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I even barbecue bacon in the morning. I just want to use it.
Amazing. Trisha, how are you feeling?
You know what? I love it. I love having a space where I can be inside, go get my herbs, bring it in the inside, run scrambled eggs. We have thyme, we have basil, and it's really, really nice that Ari has a place where he can grow his own fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And then use that and bring it into the indoors.
If you go outside and harvest something out of your garden, and so yeah, the veggie pod's so handy for that, but it's just the proximity. And it's so great that you're teaching him from, you know, because that's how I learned. You know, most of what I learned gardening was from my parents and grandparents, and he will have that for life. That's a skill he's gonna have forever, which is so great.
That is so good. All right. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you for letting this guy take over your
Truly
yard for a couple
appreciate it.
days.
Yes.
He's
Thank you.
an absolute wizard. Owen, great job.
Thank you so
we
much.
hope you enjoy your space for forever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's going to be great. Thank you. Yeah. All right, we got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Coming up, get organized with an easy DIY home command center.
Looking for new ways to keep your home organized? My next guest has got you covered. Please welcome organizing expert Cass Arson. Hey, Cass, how's it going? Oh, it's so good seeing you again.
I'm excited to be here. We're talking about my favorite thing.
I know.
So
We're getting organized.
we're getting
Now,
organized.
I love the fact, the way that you get organized, you allow us to be our, I'm not gonna say our messy selves, but you allow us to appreciate our messy selves and work within that, right?
That's because I'm not organized.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like naturally, I'm sort of a disaster.
Yeah.
But my house is always really tidy because of little tricks, just like what I'm gonna show you.
Okay, I love this. Now, you say one of the best ways to keep kind of the entire home organized is with what you're calling a command center. So break that down a little bit.
A command center is a hub in your home for all the really important information, like the tools, it's sort of like a brain for your home. So think calendars and schedules and notes and memos and all those papers that right now are shoved in a pile on your counter.
I love a pile.
Or like on the front of your fridge.
Yes.
Or in your entranceway.
Yes,
It's
or all three.
all over. It's mail. It's the permission slip you're constantly losing for school.
Yeah.
It's all of that stuff in one place.
Okay.
Your command center.
Okay, I love this. So we've got two separate command centers here. So we're gonna start off with this kind of vertical one. What's going on over here?
It's really visual, and this is why I love it so much, especially if you're a visual organizer or if you have little kids. You know, it's one-stop shop. Everyone can see your family calendar, but also a place for the mail. And I like doing
We like a menu plan.
a menu planner.
This is next level. Yeah.
This is because it's so annoying when everyone's like, "What's for dinner?" Like, why is it one person's responsibility?
And also, if someone asks you what's for dinner, you just get to point. Yeah.
And all the little things that are normally on the fridge, the reminders, the memos, your grocery list, everything in one place, including important school papers, documents. Everyone's command center will look different. Think about the paper you're naturally kind of piling.
Yeah.
If you can put it up and make it visual, or at least contain it all somewhere, you're gonna be like, why did I ever live without this?
Yes, 1,000%. And know what I really love about this? We've got hooks, because this is the thing that I always lose. The keys are always going missing, for sure.
And I just love, like, we have command centers in our home, and my kids are adding reminders too when it comes into their mind. So they don't have to we don't have to keep all the information in our head.
Yeah.
The whole family can put it into one central place.
I love this. Now, next up, we're gonna move on to this kind of tabletop command center area. Okay.
So if you are or the idea of looking at it every day is like, maybe not, Cass, maybe not. This is a more like hidden solution, also small space. Maybe you don't have a wall or the side of the fridge available. So same idea, all that important information, stop putting it in a million different places. Give it one central location, drop in the papers. You can even use clipboards. I am like I'm an old school fan.
I love a clipboard.
Just you can attach it right to the wall. And like I'm a lover of a clipboard. So yeah, it's the same idea of a command center, but just something that's a little more hidden, a little smaller. But can we talk about my most favoriteest thing that everyone needs?
Okay, is it a binder?
It is, but it's like a life-changing binder.
Okay, let's get into this.
It's called a household management binder.
Okay.
And I use mine for all my contact information, important things, but I also keep our medical information here. So past medical history, immunization cards, what medication everyone's on. So if there is ever an emergency or even like someone's babysitting, the binder has everything. My veterinarian's information, the kids' pediatric information, everything you will possibly need, including takeout menus, everything in one binder.
I like this. This is why I love your style of organizing, Cass, because you're like, medical records, takeout.
It totally goes together.
It goes together in my mind.
It does.
You're both like, wait, where is that thing?
It's in the binder. And the whole point of this is to get all that paper important stuff into one place, because right now it's everywhere.
It's literally everywhere. Now, I do want to talk about this because I am personally obsessed with them. We're talking about a label maker. Okay, so what is it about a label maker that kind of helps?
It's a visual cue to your brain of where things go. So, you know, when everyone's like, Mom, where's the blabbity blue? It's in the labeled obvious place. But even more than that, you subconsciously, like a magnet, are more willing to put things away when things are labeled. So you can find it. Yeah, it's great to find it, but it's even more important that it's making you put things away. So I think you should label everything in your home.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
I love a label. It's fantastic. I just bought a new filing cabinet. Biggest thrill of my life.
I will say, labels in your home, size matters.
Okay. Yes, do tell.
I think it should be something that you can see from across the room.
Oh, okay.
So get a label maker that can also allow you to make a bigger label, especially for little kids, or adding picture labels so that, you know, everyone can see. So instead of putting it down, you're putting it away.
I love this. Cass, this is absolutely fantastic. We've got good for visual, good for people who are a little more hidey holes.
And
which
please
is
make a household management binder.
Moral of the story, household management binder. This is actually fantastic. Again, you're in a rush, you grab it, you run, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Cass, thank you so much. This was great. I absolutely love it. We got to take a quick break, but we will be right back.
Up next, Myra Berg continues her exclusive on-set visit to MasterChef Canada. sitting down with the home cooks to get the inside scoop on the new season. Stay tuned.
MasterChef Canada Season 8 coming up this Thursday, October 2nd. I sent my mom, Myra Berg, on a mission to get to know this season's home cooks. Check it out.
This is a picture of Mary, moments after she's got some family around, but not me. This is moments after she won the title of MasterChef Canada. So I want you to look at that, and then I want you to show me your face when you win MasterChef Canada. Oh, I like sound effects as well. That's great.
Canada's new MasterChef is Mary.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
You too.
I'm Myra. I'm Mary's mom, Mary Berg's mom.
Wow.
Listen, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm Cree Métis and a proud citizen with Métis Nation of Alberta. I have 4 beautiful daughters, ages 5, 12, 21, 26, turning 27, and my grandson is 2. I'm a cook-up.
Oh my, is that what a grandma's called?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
So I'm 37 years old. I'm a mother of 2. I've got a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old, both girls.
Yeah.
I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm a medical director, and I'm a PhD candidate.
Pretty accomplished.
I'm from Fort St. John, BC. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful kids. Yeah, we own a company, but we also run a little farm.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really passionate about bringing people together and empowering each other through food.
What are you working at right now?
So I work as a project manager for a web development company.
Oh, okay. And Mary started out as an insurance agent.
Oh,
so yeah,
cool.
these people, they're very creative.
Cooking started for me at a pretty young age, and it was a way for me and my mom to bond for sure. That's how she showed her love, was through food.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was such a beautiful and special thing to me. So yeah, I got into it from my mom, and that was because I know that's how she showed her love. She always made sure we had delicious food to eat.
When I became a young mom, I was a teenager when I got pregnant. First, it came out of necessity to cook, to provide for my child.
Yeah.
But then I wanted food to be a great experience for my then 1 child and now 4 daughters.
Cooking is just like a love language, and it's the way that I get to love on people. You know, nothing warms my heart more than just feeding the people around me and feeding the people that I care about.
Yeah, it seems to be the universal feeling.
I love cooking because it allows me to explore my cultures and yeah, really get in touch with my heritage and get to understand it better.
And what exactly is your heritage?
So my dad's from Japan, my mom is from El Salvador, and I grew up in Montreal.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of heritage.
Yes.
I'm sure it's interesting. One more question. So as a mother of a MasterChef Canada winner, do you have any piece of advice you'd like to ask me or a question about what it was like?
What do you think is the most critical thing to bring to the kitchen to ensure you're going to win that trophy?
In this competition, I actually think it's kindness. Because I watched season 3 and they helped each other. So I think that's the most important thing, is just kindness and friendship. And if you make that bond, it's really fun watching where everybody goes.
It's been a short time that I've gotten a chance to get to know them.
Yeah.
And everyone is just such a beautiful soul. Everyone, so it's like
I'm really such an experience.
I'm really excited to be on this journey with everyone. I mean, it's gonna be tough. You know, you're gonna have to see some people, say goodbye to some people, but I think that we're on the right track to building good friendship.
Yes, yeah, and that's the best takeaway I can give. Yeah, and it's wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Daniel.
thank you,
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too,
and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mom. And we're going to get to meet even more of Season 8's MasterChef hopefuls soon. That's our show for today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.